Hi guys, iStories here, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I have a story titled, My Wife Has Returned 1 year after leaving to find herself. How stupid am I for considering taking it back? Very stupid, to be perfectly honest with you. But nonetheless, let's read the story. He goes on to say, my wife and I got married 6 years ago. I proposed to her after 4 months of dating and we were married 3 months later. Wow, okay, so you're saying you've met your wife and you married her within 7 months. He continues, you could call it quick, and I'm not saying it wasn't, but it felt right. So it was me, my wife, and my son, who's now 8. Things were great. We found out we were expecting our first child together and we were over the moon. Sadly, our baby was stillbirth, and that started the fast decline of our relationship. It sent her into extreme depression. It was like nothing could help it, and I was watching my beautiful wife die while still being perfectly physically healthy. By the next few months, instead of waking up next to her, I woke up to a note of her telling me she was going to clear her head. 1 week, no response. Before I knew it, she came back and retrieved half of her stuff and blocked me on everything. It hurt, you know. I lost my baby and my wife left me in a matter of 2 months. Wow, okay. I mean, look, you can kind of understand first couple of weeks. Do you know what? That's a lie. Let's take it back. You can understand how the wife is feeling, right? They had a stillbirth. I'm sure she went into depression, like you mentioned. I'm sure there's a lot of things going through her head, but you cannot justify her distancing himself from him, blocking him on everything, and then disappearing from the face of earth, right? Because that's fundamentally what happened here. Nonetheless, he goes on to say, it hurt, you know. I lost my baby and my wife left me in a matter of 2 months. I went into a pretty deep depression while also having to shun it away from my son. Things were hard, which is true, right? Yes, not only was he having to deal with that, but he still had his son that he's currently dealing with. I was pretty much on autopilot and I became severely underweight. It just started feeling good, getting back into society with closer connections to good friends. My wife never came back during that time period, and I was just wondering when I'd be hit with the divorce papers. And do you want to know who just showed up at my doorstep at 5 a.m. this weekend? My wife. Okay. I mean, I hope you closed the door. I hope you just closed the door and said, who are you? I don't know who you are. Close the door. But did he? No, of course he didn't. Otherwise, he wouldn't be writing this post. He continues, there were so many things I wanted to say to her. I wanted to know if she was okay. I wanted to beg her to come back. Oh my God, stop. Why? But at the same time, I wanted to tell her to leave and never come back. Yes, and that is the right statement to tell her. But did you tell her that? Let's find out. She came in and said she spent the last 8 months 300 miles away and she wanted to work on us. I need to read that sentence again. She came in and said that she spent the last 8 months 300 miles away and she wanted to work on us. Oh my God. Okay. I smiled. We almost had intercourse here. I took a good look in the mirror and I couldn't believe how stupid I was being. Yes, that's very silly. What most likely happened, right? Your wife moved away 300 miles, like she said. I'm sure she met someone potentially, and that didn't work out, and she came back to you, right? And what have you done? You've taken it with open arms. But, you know, live and learn. He continues, I took a good look in the mirror and I couldn't believe how stupid I was being. I've already read that sentence. She came back expecting me to welcome her back with open arms. That's actually exactly what I said. And that's exactly what I did. I empathized with her deeply and I saw how bad everything affected her. But 1 year, it felt unforgivable. And it was, right? She left you for a whole year. After the stillbirth, 2 months after that, she left you for a whole calendar year and she blocked you on everything with no explanations, just that one note that she was saying to clear her head. Like, why would you take it back? Doesn't make any sense. He continues, I told her she needed to leave and now we're here. I'm on Reddit asking, how do I proceed? Now, a couple of comments. One user says, I think you need to be brutally honest with her. Tell her that you can no longer trust her to be a reliable and committed spouse because of her actions, and that is a wound that cannot be healed easily. Then, put the burden on her to earn back your trust before investing any more of your dignity in being with her. live apart, and give her the opportunity to rebuild a relationship with you. Then, if her effort is worth of a second chance, she needs to bring in more to the table than just words and remorse. And it must be proven over a significant amount of time, months at least, not weeks. I mean, that's a very reasonable response. I wouldn't personally give it a chance to do any of this, but yeah, I mean, that's a fair given response. Another user says, why take her back? Think of it like this. Say you do. Say you have kids. Say things are going great. Then next bad thing happens. Is she going to bail again? What was she doing for that year? Finding herself. This sounds a lot more like she got depressed and wanted to test to see what life was like out there without you. Found out it kind of sucked and came back running to you. And here you are jumping at the chance to do it again. And that was practically my statement. And that's very fair comment. Now you can ask her what happened and she can give you a response, but is she telling the truth? I don't know. Would I believe it? No. No. Another person says, if you do take her back, you need couples therapy to fix communication, rebuild trust, heal the wounds, avoid excessive resentment, etc. It's possible to rebuild after something like this traumatic, but you both need to be working on it diligent. I mean, yeah, but again, I wouldn't recommend taking it back. But I mean, that's the end of the story, guys. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts are, and I'm out. Peace.